Welcome back to Anno 117, and as I said in the last episode, I have been doing a little bit of work in between episodes as, well, the city here is gone, as you can see. Now, I am actually quite happy that I did that in between episodes because I haven't added anything. We're still waiting for some of the buildings up here to get their raw materials, like the hemp for the tunics and stuff like that. But it's exactly the same amount of houses that we used to have. But you may notice this weird street here and also here, and there might be some room going above here. Actually, the road up there might have... No, it's going through there. And you might be able to guess what I have plans for in regards to that with the two mountains also over there. The other thing that I have done... I haven't done much else on this island, I think. I moved the Garum Works down here so that it has access to the buildings directly. And then I went over to the new island and I set up basically the framework for the city here, and I paused the buildings. So that is everything that I have done. Took me an hour or two, so as I said, I'm actually quite happy that I did this between episodes because this would not have been very entertaining to watch. I mean, it's basically a grid and just some basic stuff. So yeah, let's start the simulation up. We haven't picked any patron gods on this island. It is pretty obvious that Sirius is going to be the deity of this island as well, since this island is primarily going to be for farming lavender and olives. I don't know, she doesn't affect lavender, but she does affect... we are going to need bread. She does affect porridge and oats, and she also affects the olives. So, yeah, kind of obvious. I kind of feel that she would be the obvious choice for this island as well, since this is going to be a farm island primarily. The other thing that I wanted to say is that I doubt that I'm going to be able to release one episode per day. As I said at the beginning of episode 1, the release schedule will very likely be a couple of episodes per week. And considering just how much work I had to do just with moving this stuff today, setting up this grid was not that bad. That didn't take too much time, but moving... preparing all this, that took a substantial amount of time. And when we get to the road upgrade, which we might actually get there today in this episode, that involves having to wait for the concrete, and it also involves having to redo this because I haven't, since I don't know the range of the roads. Like, I can see this one has a range like this. I don't know the range of the roads off the top of my head here. I don't even know that in Anno 1800s, which I've played quite a bit. So, yeah, there's going to be stuff happening without me actually playing because, or recording. Playing would actually be kind of necessary. But you get what I mean here. So that I can actually present you guys with things that is interesting to look at, not me setting up grids. And for the time being, as I also mentioned, I am using grids because, well, still learning the game. Even though I did get access fairly early on, I haven't had the time to or energy to actually sit down and learn the game properly. I got to the tier 3 Equites, I believe, and that was basically where I had to tie things off, and I think I went and, or I don't think, I went and played the Outer Worlds 2 completed it, by the way. It's a fantastic game. I'd love to record it for you guys because it is just amazingly fun. It is. I would actually give that game such a high character that I'll go straight ahead and say it's better than The Outer Worlds 1. It's really, really good. But energy, yeah, it's not something that I have the energy to do, I'm afraid. Do I have enough hemp to set up a rope? I do. So let's have a rope maker here. We also need a sail maker, so I need to check if I have enough sheep for that. Actually, I do not have enough hemp for it. I think I may have enough sheep, but I don't think I have enough hemp because well, I do. I have 5 hemp farms and 4 tunic makers. I have 4, so I have ample sheep. So we also need a sail maker. It's called an upholsterer, apparently. For the time being, I actually want to have 2 of these each.
There are 2 gentlemen here to see you.
Yeah,
that is, I
get
am
that.
seeing double.
Because I want to get the ropes and the sails as quickly as possible, so I can actually build a ship. Because we're going to need at least one ship to trade with this island over here. Let's see what this visitor thing is. Gemini in the rough. That is an interesting. I wonder if that's a pun against Gemini from Google. The Roman Imperium is keen to support its governors. Funds were put toward to hire you an aide called Julius Lupus. However, there must have been some bureaucratic misunderstanding because there are 2 Julii standing before you, identical twins. The question is, who would make the better aide? Brutus Julius Lupus claims that he can do the work of 10 men and that he even comes with his own oxen. Little good has he to say of his twin Gaius, who he says is always found behind his desk and never lifts a finger. Now, Gaius claims to be a reliable landlord, last year alone leasing 70 insulae or more, half of which still stand. That's promising. No one is more apt with a ledger, he says, and adds that his twin brother is an illiterate brute only a fool would hire. I am ready to make my choice. So, Brutus Julius Lupus is the Pollux of Politius. Gives 20% workforce. Whereas Gaius Julius Lupus is the caster of fortunes and give an income area effect of 1.5. Both of these are really good. But we're gonna go with Gaius. That income is fairly...
As ever, we shall obey.
Thank you, Ben Bard. Mr. Gaius, we're currently at 1100. Well, I don't know if all of the... Still gaining a little bit of income here. Say 1184. Then I put in this guy. 1533. Thank you. Much appreciated. Would there be room for a shipyard there? No. That would be silly. Oh. Well, there are other beaches like this beach here. We could make use of that for the sardines, I suppose. Yeah, that'll work. Let's have appearance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I able to move this one further in? No. And of course we need a little warehouse for that. could have just moved these, but they have no sardines in the output anyway, so off they go.
Neptune's finest! Ready!
I'm not sure you're Neptune's finest, but you say so. Okay, so that means we can get a shipyard. Nautical research is now available. I'm not sure when. So that unlocked this one. Means we now get access to these. And note that I can actually. I don't need to research the stuff up here. I can research down here. Costs a lot of knowledge though, so 40 minutes for tacking, for instance. This one requires me to have some armor. This one requires repair cranes. Cautious Greeting. What a fantastic name for the technology that allows you to place towers in the water. And of course, shipboard scorpions. Yep. No, I'm gonna stick with the... We only have 2 researchers left, actually. Let's focus on this island over here. We have enough workforce now to start a production on all of these buildings. That does require the warehouses. I had to tear these down because they took workforce that I did not have at the time. We can start up everything up here. Oh yeah, we also need to... Okay. Why didn't you build the farms or pastures? Okay, here we go. We are going to need to factor in room for tunics and Peleus here. Probably also sandals. The this island does not support making garum unless I import either mackerel or garum directly from the other island. That might actually not be a bad idea. I know we are going to need plebs over there, so let's set up another... So this thing needs... How much salt are we producing currently? Yep. There's enough for one more. How much... Yeah, we have enough salt. Do we have enough mackerel? Yes. So we can set up another garum works. That has to be done in diagonal mode. Now, I do not generally like using diagonal mode that much. So if you're wondering why I'm not using that a lot, it is because of personal preference. I don't think it takes up more space, but it kind of feels like it does, especially the roads. We're still in the negative on fire safety. We can alleviate that a little bit by putting down wells. The wells provide +1 fire safety in their radius, but until I get the improved roads, they don't really feel like they do a great deal, to be honest. That isn't really a very large area of effect. I think we're just going to live with the lower fire safety for now. City status level 2. So they are starting to get sardines. How are we doing on the oats? We have 4 of those. We have enough hemp and sheep that we can start looking at putting down some of these spinners and Actually, that's not too bad. If we move that there, that one will cover most of that side. And if we just put one here, okay, Jesus, that should cover that side. Then we need the Peleuses. Want coverage of everything on this side. I'm going to have to do some juggling around of houses here. I don't think it would help if I do that. No, it won't cover down there. But that's fine. We can take those two houses and these two houses. If I move that, it doesn't cover everything. Yeah, I was afraid of that. This, it actually does go down there, but that's a long way. I'm gonna build a warehouse. Can't build them in those niches, but I'm gonna build one up here. Turn off that. Because we are going to need these up here as well. This is a good place for Peleuses. Covers most of the buildings.
Your city is impressive, but a little consideration for aesthetics wouldn't go amiss.
Now, I do agree with you on that one, Benbalian, but for now, aesthetics isn't my primary concern. Yeah. We're producing enough of them, though. I'm not sure why it says... Oh, it does say it. That's why it says 2. Because we have to. Duh. There is a river slot there, so I actually think that I'm gonna put down a warehouse there. That will also give these guys... Actually, what I'm going to do is move that there, that there, that there, and that there, so I can have a road going behind here, because otherwise... I don't... Yeah, no, the road won't work properly around there, so we're gonna do that. We can have some decoration or something here. And then we can build a warehouse there. I turn this around. I think that's better. I can get a few more houses. I have to do it like that. There's also a mountain slot over there, so I am going to need a warehouse over here. I think that's the best I can do, to be honest. I don't see any reason not to just put it down. It's like 6 denarii and 4 workforce. Then we can go back into that mode and we can put down some of houses. I'm not sure if that's going to cover all 15, 35. Can do that, but I doubt that a house here will be covered. It will. Won't be covered by the pub, but it will be covered by the market. I'm actually fine with that. can... No, I can't. Of course I can't. That would be stupid. Even with the diagonal, I can make a little tiny road in those niches. Oh well, that's just how it is, I suppose. Because you see, it takes up 4 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's why I don't like the diagonal, because that is 4 tiles instead of 2. I don't know if that applies to the houses or buildings in general, but it definitely does apply to the roads, and I'd rather not have that. At least not while learning the game. Beautification, we'll get around to that, don't worry, but at this time I kind of feel that beautification is not our top priority. I can't build more houses up here because it won't be covered by a marketplace, so I'd need the stone roads or brick roads or whatever they're called first. Cement roads, I think. Upgrade that entire line. Let's see. We are definitely going to need 4 of each. That I can say with an almost certainty. The question is, most of the buildings are already covered. One solution would actually be to... That doesn't cover all the way over there. If I build them back to back here, I have a Pileus filter there, and a tunic maker there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's this area down here, which isn't really that many buildings. Give me that back. Okay. Now, I am fairly sure I do not produce enough. I do. Perfect. We also should have enough oats. Yeah, we have ample oats now, so we can start making some porridge. Made some room for that up here, so we can have 2 porridge stands. I've tried to use the space up here as efficiently as possible, since this island is a bit wonky. But I think that my fears about the island size and stuff was, shall we say, overrated, looking at the size of the city that I've built down here. How are we doing for the consumer goods? Yeah, we're doing great, actually. Let's get in a sanctuary. And also Grammaticus. We can upgrade these houses. I want to produce as much knowledge as possible. So it's going to be these. Devotion is also nice, I suppose, so might as well just do these 2. Yeah, we're overproducing by far. Governor's Villa. I haven't considered that on this island. Does that actually fits there? That's interesting. I don't think that's going to cause any... Well, you would think it wouldn't cause any major disruptions, but it does. So the roads actually, it's not just the circle, it is also the roads. Major Colonia. Want to have a road like that. Yeah, that covers more over there. And a road like that. Remove these. Now Governor's Villa can be there. An entrance there and an entrance there. This is a lot of wasted space, but whatever. Not intending to have any specialists here currently, but it's nice to have the villa in case. And it does give prestige to all of these buildings, so having more prestige, definitely something that I want. Let's also do a little bit of beautification here. Muddy ground, I don't think so. Flagstone, no. Cobbled mosaic. I'm using the solar mosaic on my main Governor's Villa. I'm not sure I want the mosaic to go all the way down there. I think I want that to be symmetric, so I'd rather do that, so I can have some beautification on the other side as well. I do like these lion statues. Like so, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we have a little bit of beautification. I don't think we get much prestige from that. Oh, 51 from the ornaments. That's more than I expected. I also have some Twitch drops from Cringer. Which is one of Ubisoft has this weird campaign thing going on where there are two creators, Gronk and Cringer, where you get 2 rewards. Here we can have some grass and some cypresses. Yeah, the ornaments actually do give quite a bit of prestige. A lot more than I thought. We're running out of wood. Yeah, and then there's the tiny thing about fire safety and disease safety and happiness. Happiness is okay currently, but it's probably not going to be perfect after I start upgrading buildings, so I should probably start trying to get some fire stations and stuff in here. I must say that I did much prefer the fire stations that was 3x5 in Anno 1800 versus these that are 4x5. Ah well. I mean, what happens if I remove that road? Okay, so if I do that, I will be allowed to do that. Not a major disaster, the coverage is still there. That covers a fair amount on that side of the city. Now we need to do the same on the other side. I'm wondering if I do that and do that. Yeah, that fits a fire station there. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. That's fire safety for the lower part of the city. Doesn't cover the docks, but that's fine. Do that. Now for the Custodia, I don't really need more than one of these currently because we do have a lot of happiness as is. Okay, so those two houses there are going to be moved somewhere. How far do you cover? You cover that one and to that one. Or remove that one. That one. Then I can take you, put you there, and take you and put you there. With this road, still have full coverage because that road was largely cosmetic. And then we can have a Custodia like that. That gives us a lot of happiness. The final thing we need is one of these Medici. Are there any houses left that are not covered by you? One, two, three, four. 1, 2. I'm just gonna take these 4 here and I'm gonna move these 4 buildings here down there. I do that. I move that road there. What do you mean? Okay. Okay, so we get a hospital there. And that gives us a lot of island health. Good. Yeah. Goes almost all the way up here. Great. We have better fire safety on this island than this one, but then again, we don't have tile works and stuff on this one, so that helps. For now. Everything here is still very much in the green. I just want to build up the houses that I've built, and then we need to upgrade to the next level. I think I'm going to just
What could you possibly require?
grab some timber from here. Grab 1 stack of tiles.
Festina Lente.
As you say. Now, looking at the recording time, I doubt we might get to the next level. But I'm going to do my best to get there. But I suspect manage time. The one thing I could do, though, just in case, we can put down another sheep farm and 2 more hemp farms, just in case. We might not need it, but in case, I'd rather have them than not.
We simple folks, we don't have much to offer.
Oh, you do. Workforce. That is a very valuable commodity. Here we go. That means I do know that I have some excess of that. We can go here and we can start putting down warehouse there. The road going in. I think the olive groves have a fairly substantial range. Not sure what's the front of that building. That looks like the front. Looks like there's an open door there. 160, yeah, that is a lot. I just follow this down. And 47. Okay, I'm gonna go back up here and actually move these here, then add that here. These are 2 minutes. That one is 1. So I'd like to have 3 of these. Probably want them to be facing that way, to be honest. Can I do that with this one? That should give the entrance on that side. Oh, wrong farm. Eesh, these things do have a huge area of planting. Okay, and then 1 more of them. I'll just put them there. Oh. So that's 3 olive farms. Should be room for 3 more here in this area. The other thing we need is resin tappers. That requires forest. Which, it doesn't require a lot of forest. 45. But I definitely will need to build a bridge for that over to this section here. It produces 1 per minute, which is, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio with the potter. Okay, so for instance, bridge going over there. Guess a bridge going over here as well. Why am I not? Okay. I haven't... Maybe there's one tile there I can't build on or something? I'm gonna do the same on the other side of the river here. Because there's a river slot there that I want to cover. Careful with that forest there, though. Although if I tear down the road again, the forest will respawn. That's something. Okay, yeah. It's requiring brain activity. Quelle horreur. I should be able to fit 2 of them in here.
There is a shortage of workforce in one of your cities.
Yeah, that's a good point. These require plebs.
Waiting for your decree.
We should have enough to build one of these now. I want to add ores. I could add 6490. If I add this one, that actually doesn't affect it anyway. It does require weapons. I want to have that. Not like I have any AI to deal with currently, so I don't need that. So yeah, let's build one of those. Actually, let's build 2 of them. I'd like them to collect down here in that little niche. You can see here that the forest does regrow if you remove whatever was there, whether it's roads or buildings. So that is a definite plus. The other thing that I wanted to build up here then would be, I'd like to finish the houses. Like so. That leaves us with 109 wood, so that's good. So we do need some plebs on this island. Something like that. I can provide them with bread, I suppose. They are getting devotion, as in belief, and knowledge, which is one of the requirements. I don't think I need to upgrade to anything above plebs on this island. So for soap, I'm going to require lavender and lard. So it's 2 lavenders, or lavender plantations, to 1 soap maker, and 1 lard maker, to 1 soap maker, and 1 lard maker requires, or actually you can have 2 lard makers for 1 pig farm and 1 charcoal burner. I'm wondering if I should just produce this. Well, it actually reduces happiness, which is not the best thing in the world to reduce. But I think I'm gonna produce the raw stuff this island, so the lavender and the pigs and the lard. Because fire safety and health and all that stuff. I don't need that many plebs. This doesn't really need anything. Except trees. Pleb workforce. That is enough for 2 potters. Can I brickery down here? Best I can do is this. Fine. Need a where? And put that there. That gives us 4 resin and takes 3, 6, 12 workforce. Ish, we're up to 2,100 nearly. Really good. Oh, there's 2 things.
We must act.
The Emperor, Julia Augusta, has put forth an appeal to all loyal governors. The Imperial Fiscus is successful than usual. Contributions to its refilling will be received with heartfelt appreciation, I'm sure. While this donation is entirely voluntary, the Emperor will remember the names of those who decline. Will you donate denarii to the Emperor's personal treasury? Can donate nothing. That gives us -5 reputation. We can donate a less impressive sum, which is 1 reputation, or we can donate an impressive sum, which will give us 8 reputation. I mean, we have 77,000, and I'd really rather have a good reputation with the Emperor, so you go
I'm very
with...
pleased to hear it.
You should be. A lot of money. Next thing we are going to need is charcoal. I want to transport charcoal. Actually, it'd be very nice if I'm allowed to build 2. Thank you, game. Most of I want them to travel too far. That is enough for 4 potters, which is probably way overkill compared to where we are currently on our main island. Then again, I could send some amphorae back to this island to provide for the plebs here if I wanted to. It does give more population and fire safety. As long as you don't build it inside of the housing area, then it provides a lot less fire safety. Speaking of fire safety, I probably think it's a good idea to have a fire station.
Construction of a ship has finished.
Excellent. Very good. Sounded very weird there. The next thing that I need to produce on this island will be piggies, and lavender, and then lard. Which again leaves us at a spot where I want to get away from the buildings, since these do affect buildings in their radius with negative health stuff. So okay. That leave the road like that, because that means I preserve some of that forest just in case I need it for stuff. Go not all the way over, but say we go down like that. It's 1 pig farm to 2 renderers. Basically means that I want to have 2 of these. I'm a bit curious about. I remember in Anno 1800 do some fairly interesting stuff with the layout of this. Make it very tight. I'm not going to really bother with that right now. Deal with stuff like that later on. The renderer, no. Everything, but then again, I'm gonna need 2 of them. So we can do like this. We have enough charcoal and we have enough pigs. That means we need a heck of a ton of lavender plantations if you want to be able to. I know this is like ridiculous overkill. They do not require a lot of soap. I don't know, maybe Romans weren't that concerned with their personal hygiene. But I think 1 soap maker is enough for the entirety of the island on our main capital island. So for 4 of these, we will need 8 lavender plantations. Worth it? Not sure that's worth it. Very much depends. Let's have a look. These have a stupidly large range when it comes to the negative happiness and health. How far? Okay, so if I build lavender grower there, 180? Well then. That is a lot. Put it that way, I don't think I want to produce that much lavender. I'll build 4 of these, which basically means that I don't need 2 pig farms I can just leave them going for now, but I definitely only need 2 renderers. We are producing olives, we are producing resin, we are producing... The only thing we are not producing is lard, and we should have enough pigs for that now, so up 2 of the renderers. What's the front of the building?
Construction of a ship has finished.
Okay, that is the front.
I can assure you, it is so neat and tidy here.
Okay, so these do provide some negative fire safety. These guys could probably do with a warehouse. But they don't have to walk all the way down there, which is what they're doing now. Well, they haven't finished their construction yet, which is good. Uh, 1 hour.
What could you possibly require?
The Swan and Messalina. So this would be trade route 1, ship 1.
Waiting for your decree.
This would be trade route 2, ship 1.
So way, Praetor.
So lavender and lard, and the other one would be resin and olives. So since we've already produced resin and olives, we are going to go into create a trade route from Hereticus Volume to Capita Caledon. We are going to resin, olives, and drop them. Capita Caledon. Establish route. Edit, rename trade route 01. How many letters add here? Okay, that is a fair amount. Capital Isle. I think that's not a bad thing. The thing that I kind of miss from Anno 1800 here is that I cannot set up a trade route and add goods without adding a ship to the route, which is kind of... So I can't like pre-plan a trade route like I used to do in one of my routes. This is a major issue. Yes, it would have. Because I didn't have anything. Route.
We stand waiting.
You know what? Since it's going to be a couple of days until I release another episode, I think I'm just going to let this episode be a bit longer than 1 hour. So that I can get the stuff that I need for the next tier up and running. How are we doing on lavender? Not much lavender at all. Although that is to be expected, and not much lard. But it is enough for us to start the production. So create a trade route from Hereticus Volume. Load good, lavender and lard. Unload. Publish route. That was what I intended. rename route. Capital Isle. Not 1, 2. There we go. Probably also... No, I don't need to do that. Is new group. Name that group to Latium. Trade. Move to Latium Intertrade. Oh. I suppose we should do this in the proper Roman. Latium Interior. So, did those goods arrive yet? No.
What could you possibly require?
Everything has stopped down because timber. You're also not researching anything. Completely missed that. Workforce needed an upkeep cost lesson for the workforce. I would like to get latrines since they increase health. Go that way. That. Hippocratic core. They get +1 patrols from the Medicae or Medici. But I'd rather have the triremes. I also think I want the movement speed on ships. And this one is looking. Come on.
Waiting for your decree.
Thank you. That means we should have olives and resin. So we need another clay pit. Is that a warehouse there? Convenient. Boom. So that produces enough for 2 of these, but I don't want to build that near my citizens with that -2 fire safety. Just imagine all of those buildings getting minus fire safety. That is like, ouch. The olive press, however, that definitely is something that I want to build inside of here, because +2 health in total for all of the buildings. Yes, please. We're down to 14 plebeian workforce, so let's promote these. Actually, I think we're gonna just do that. We can always add more liberty on these areas down here. But we do also need to upgrade our buildings. Get that, the new stuff now, which we will get very soon. Okay, I need to find a room for an olive press, and that thing is rather large. Could stick it in front of the villa, I suppose. I'm going to have to move the villa downwards because I built it too far up. Its radius is out here somewhere. But that's not... However, I do think that is not the worst idea. this thing does have the road connection up there. Stop that. I can put... gosh darn it. Doggone it. That's what I would say.
Fire has started in your city.
This one is too far away, isn't it? Okay, can I go this then? Olive press. It's really going to help when we get the better roads. Like, it's going to be a massive improvement. That does affect quite a bit of buildings. I want. Sure, what's the front and the back? So. When that get olives, we are at 77 health now. That should bring us a huge bonus to olives, that and that. Okay, so I can build all of these. Festival can be hosted.
Await your instruction.
+1 income, +1 prestige on Capital Caledon. I can pay for it, or I can provide 45 garum. Have the garum. When it comes to stuff like olives, then that one is producing enough for the entire island currently. So we need to build amphora, and we need to build soap. This little small building, I think, we can safely put it in the area here. This one adds fire. I put it out here. We'll add a fire station here, I think. Can I add that in fashion that it actually can? Of course it won't allow me to... Suppose I could put a hemp farm there or something, but... things up a bit.
It feels like it does you good to eat a sardine.
There we go, now we're starting to get olive oil. Island health, 180.
You must be so busy, Governor, running your cities and managing your treasuries. Take a moment.
There we go.
Treat yourself.
We shall take a look at that
We've
later,
got a little
Valeria.
event planned on Lilybion. A bit of friendly competition. Only the most illustrious guests, I assure you. Wouldn't you like to count yourself among their number?
Not yet.
Many a career has been ended by an errant dice roll, Ere. As your advisor, I must warn you against partaking in illicit backroom activities.
Yes. I'll leave that there for now. We are now at a vast imperial city, and I can upgrade to the next tier. So let's do that here.
We are privileged to serve.
Marvelous. That gives us concrete, wine, and cheese. Cheese requires stuff from Albion. The wine we can produce here. The honeycombs, I think they do not require any, they just require a meadow area, so those actually can be built on any island. We can also grow grapes on this island here, so we can produce the wine on this island. But my main concern is this. The limestone quarry requires plebs, so that's good. The sand refinery requires plebs, so it is only the concrete that requires Equites. So 1 minute 30, that is 3 limestone quarry, 3 mixers to one quarry, and 2 mixers to 1 sand refinery. I think I'd like to build 6 of these because we're going to require such absurd amounts of concrete. So first of all, let's have that mountain slot. Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Okay, take that one and build a warehouse. Just then we need. Three sand refineries. Planning mode. No. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn out. Not sure if one warehouse is going to be enough for this, but move it one up. I want to build a farm or something. These do not really bring any negatives, so that's fine. This one, I think we need to upgrade. I mean, they'll pick up the sand from the refineries here, but still, that's a lot of buildings that will require a warehouse. So having 4 docking platforms is probably a good idea here. We do have a watchman. Okay, I'm not sure where I got that guy from. We also have the Roman material pack I have from the Anno account. But really what we want now is, in the raw materials, we want to have a lot of limestone and a lot of silica. 4, 8, 12, 24 silica and 24 limestone. Is this city provided for in terms of basic necessities? Yes, it is. Barely on forage, but it is. I don't really need to worry about this city. The only thing that is bad here is the fire safety. Other than that, this city is the concern we have right now. Not all of the buildings up here are covered by a pub or a tavern at the market. So we want to build more buildings up. We'll need to build that. But we don't currently need any liberators workforce, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Emperor.
A matter of imperial import.
Emperor Julia Augusta congratulates you. In recognition of your achievements, you have been granted the right to settle territory in rainy Albion. A challenging post, no doubt, but clearly the Emperor has faith in you. At the very limit of the Empire, will you choose to impose the Roman template by force or soften to local ways? Wisely. Chiefess Voada and her Scathach tribe set fire to the last governor's villa. You now enter little islands in the province of Albion. Not going there yet. We can now travel to different provinces.
You can now travel between different provinces and at great speed.
If only the ships would travel at great speed, that would be great. Silica is what is taking time here, so might as well, just until we have necessary 24. We have enough limestone now. Here we go. And then this. And thus we are producing concrete.
Nothing but the best.
Good. I am lacking 7 workforce for that, so I need to build a couple more Equites houses. There we go. Now, this is an area where I could actually use the well to just give a little bit of extra fire safety. Not much, but a little bit. And, geesh. So, yeah, I think we're going to end the episode around here. 1 hour, 20 minutes. But I hope that you enjoyed that. You can watch this in 2 sittings or something, I suppose. So what I will be doing in between episodes now is let the concrete production go up so that I can actually upgrade the roads up here, and then we can look at... I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in the next episode. I might actually do it between episodes, but space things out more up here, because when I get the we need 5 concrete, and then I can start the research for the paved roads. So I'm gonna probably... These are probably going to be completed, because I need this one unlocked. I can take it up to the top. But so yeah, that's something that I want to do, and then I need to space things out better because the range of the buildings are going to be extended quite a fair distance with the paved road instead of dirt road. And then these guys do have a fair amount of stuff that they require. They are going to want wine and cheese. One of them. We can produce wine locally, as mentioned. They will want an aqueduct or a theater. I'm going to give them both, obviously. They are going to want togas and or brooches. Or brooches? I think it's brooches. That requires Albion, as you can see. Down here.
Should study tacticus, not frivolous poems and abracadabra.
It depends on whether you're in Hogwarts or not. Writing tablets and fine glass. And then finally they have this thing down here, which is a forum and baths. So, yeah, we are going to look at that. I don't think we're going to get all of that done in the next episode. I don't think we're going to end next episode with having nobles, because we also need to deal with Albion. So next episode is probably going to be me showcasing how I have changed this area here with paved roads, and then us taking a trip to Albion and having a look at that. But we'll see. Depends on what I discover and what happens in between episodes. For now, as per usual, I would appreciate it greatly if you leave a comment. If you have any questions, of course, that is very welcome. I will do my best to try to answer them to the best of my abilities. Also, call for action, as they call it. Comment with a emoji, sassy comment, joke. Maybe even like the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. And with that, thank you all so very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the episode, even though it was really long. And I hope to see you all next episode.